Hey guys, welcome back to No Man's Land with AF Farms, and we're continuing on with our No Man's Land series. And today we're taking a look at a little bit of a streetscape town area that I've built. So, pretty happy with how this one's turned out. Really happy with the styling choices and just the layout in general. So, it's basically adjacent to the gas station. Got a little bit of a strip. We've got a road here, obviously. So actually what we'll do is we'll just do a quick lap around and we'll try and take in. So we've got a couple of different buildings. So mixture of residential and some offices. So obviously we'll go driving down that side, that middle street in a minute as we get around. Obviously I'm on the road here. We've got a little, zoom in just a little bit more, pedestrian pathway separated by the hedges. Just to give the feel that, yeah, this is a village with residential and offices mixed in, and then we've got some restaurants backing onto the central street. So if we just take a right here, so we've got a little pedestrian crossing that we've been going with. We've got the adjoining street straight through the middle. So this is just for consider it like a back alley access to service the all the buildings. Rather than having driveways to the front of the building, I've decided just to go through the back way, and then we can retain the streetscape. So we've got another little hedge, sort of our fence setup that we've talked about before. And then we've got a series of restaurants and sell points in the front here. So that's a pizzeria. This is the restaurant by Omatana, I believe. So that's relatively new at the time of recording this. We've got our park entrance over there, obviously connected by the pedestrian roadway. Another sell point here, I forget which one this is. It might be just a restaurant, but I've got the triggers turned off, but they're at the back anyway, so let's get out and have a quick little look around. So you can see I've just sort of fenced it off with a hedge. You can sort of walk through the back there into the alley. Just go up to this corner. Sprinkled in a couple of trees, so pagoda dagwood, downy serviceberry, shagbark hickory, and a poplar in the back. So that's just sort of, and small American elms, just sort of dotted around the area. And then that links back up to where we were before. So let's jump back in the car. We will drive up the back street and have a bit of a look. So got the McFushi and the local inn, so they're to be built. And then we've got the farmers market on the left, and these are just some residential. So I'll just cruise back up actually, because we missed half of it. So these are just sort of village accommodation. So they got little entry points there, fenced off for the back, because they're connected via little garages and walkways, which we'll see in a minute. Just zoom out a little bit, so you can kind of see how they're all separated, but they've basically all share the same pathway area, little shop area here. And then we've got a sweet shop on the corner, which is just a decorative building. And then we've got our fire truck over there, which I use to take aerial screenshots, so that's why that's hanging out over there. Alright, let's cruise into the back street here. So we'll get out, have a look. So this little residential premises, so I'm actually going to walk this so we can not have the sound of the car. So this is a sell point. That's the sell point right there. So nice and easy to get the profile liner in. This is an office, so an office building. So I've just named it the Lizard Head Office. Got a few vans out the front, so it could be a courier service, could be a plumber or electrician or something like that. A couple little decorative electrical boxes on the back here. And if we cruise around, we've got another car park, office entrance, additional flower beds, waste bin, little access way, letterbox. Right, moving over here, we've got a residential area. So a couple of cars parked out the back, cobblestone driveway, little bench seat. This is just a back car park area for the office, so nothing special there. Another little office tucked in around here with some building supplies down the back. Little garden shed in the corner. Cruising around this way, we've got a bit of an entrance area. So obviously you can't go in here, but just to sort of show that it is an entrance area. And then it enters off of the pedestrian walkway just here. And then we're moving into another residential area. So we'll just scoot around the back. Firewood storage. Got the car out the front. And then a little dovecote building, just because. Not sure if anyone lives in there, but I guess they could. Another residential area. So these are basically all very similar. Just slightly different iterations of the same sort of building. But yeah, once again, courtyard parking. Try to put an electrical box in each one, just to sort of show the division of the premises. European cars, same sort of deal. Offices, small little building here. This one's got a little outdoor entertaining area. It also links to the front pedestrian area out the front here. And then that backs onto a field just on the other side there. And then we've got another roadway that stretches down there to the right. So moving on. Another sell point. So the actual sell point trigger for this one is just down here. So it's a bit of a challenge to back the Profiliner. If you're not sure what the Profiliner is, it's just a semi-trailer truck that you can use to transport production items for sale. So that's basically why that is the way it is. So what I might do is I might drive the Profiliner through here at the end, just so you guys can sort of get a feel for what it would be like to drive through. Another residential area. Another little residential area. Got a bit of an American elm there just to sort of fill out the space a little bit. So I've used the trees sparingly, just to, you know, liven up the area a little bit, but not crash my frame rate, which is what I did in my forest, which I talked about in a previous video. The restaurant sell point is right here, so nice easy access for the trucks to get in, drop off the goods, and then that links up to the front area, which we had a look at before. Alright, moving on. A couple of little decorative rubbish piles, crates, that type of thing. Small poplar. Just a bit of a mixture of cars. So I'm going for more of a European sort of vibe with this, because a lot of the buildings in game are European, so it makes sense. I've obviously got a lot of American equipment, but I'll phase that out to more of the Euro stuff, just to make it a little bit more authentic and immersive when I'm playing. This is just another office. Actually, I think this is a farmhouse. So I think there's a sleep trigger either here or around the front here. So I'm going to start dotting in a bit of some extra farmhouses around as well, just because they look good, they sort of fit the aesthetic, and it just gives me more places to sleep around the map if I need to. And then obviously the pizzeria sell point is just here. There's no trigger currently, but I've got it turned off, but that's where that is, so it's nice and easy to get in and out of. And then we're back to the adjoining street with our pedestrian crossing. So I'll do a video tutorial on how to build this sort of step by step if you're interested in how to do that, which mods you need, what my process is with the build tool, and then we can go from there. So let's just jump into the build mode, and we'll have a little bit of a flyover. So we'll do a lap of the outside, so you can sort of see how all the trees and hedges come together. The use of the black steel fence, just to fence off the pedestrian walkway. The division of the properties with the stone and hedge combination. Little smattering of trees here and there. sweet shop, which is pretty cool. Throw some additional decorations out the front. Put a little bit of a garden bed in here. So those plants that you can see just through the landscaping tool, just to thicken up the area. And then we've got a couple of pagoda dagwoods just doddering around the various properties. And let's just cruise down this street here. Oh, hopefully the frame rate doesn't go crazy on me. Cool use of the, nice use of the vans there, quite happy with that. Let's just zoom out a touch. So it seems like a lot of work to throw this together, but I think once you get a bit of an idea in your head of how you're going to style it, it's very similar. And the trees and the fences and obviously the ground texture are really what sort of makes it pop, in my opinion. So it just gives that little bit of detail to really sort of bump up that sort of authentic feel. So if we cruise down the middle here, and I think the use of the decorative cars really lifts the immersion factor. Obviously there's no traffic in no man's land and there's no pedestrians because of the nature of the map. Whereas if you jump into, you know, any other map, basically there's traffic and there's people walking around, particularly the Giants provided maps like Elm Creek. What's the other one? What, Ballaron, Erlengrat, Silverrun Forest, they've all got traffic. It just increases the immersion. So to sort of get around that, lots of parked cars. Just to sort of, if you've got a town and it's pretty busy, I feel like you're going to need a lot of cars. So that is basically that. And that's going to be a mainstay of the other areas within the town. So I've got a bit of an industrial area sort of planned. I'll have to be miles away from that car, don't I? I'm just going to run down there quickly. And we'll just take in the sights one more time. I'll go and grab the Profi liner and the truck that it's attached to. And we'll just do a quick lap around in the truck just to sort of get a feel for what deliveries might be like. So I haven't actually delivered anything yet, but I've done a few test runs of driving through because I was concerned that it was going to be too narrow, but I mean, it is a small country town, so the roadways aren't necessarily going to be very big. I really like this gas station too. Pretty happy with how that turned out. Alright. So this is the Central Warehouse mod Profiliner semi-trailer. So I'll do a separate video explaining that if you're not sure what that is. But it basically just allows you to auto-load your productions into here and then deliver them in bulk. So pretty cool. Let's just get into the truck view. So pretty cool. And I like this field over to the left here, separated by this sort of bushy hedge area. Alright, let's zoom out a fraction. Alright, so this is where the fun part begins. Trying to navigate the turns. So what we'll do is we'll go straight down this middle section, and then we'll do a bit of a pretend delivery to the restaurant. So what I would do is I'd drive in, get over to the trigger. That should potentially get me through, and then we just back it up and then just maneuver ourselves on the way out. So I mean, I didn't want to probably make it any narrower than this, but pretty cool sight looking at this, really. Jump into the driver's view again. I mean, super immersive, eh? I mean, I'm a little bit biased, but... Alright, let's go down the main street. So obviously I haven't got much on the right hand side, but on the left hand side you get the idea. And then make a bit of a wide berth. Oh, I got stuck, didn't I? So just enough room to comfortably get the Profi liner through. And then we're away, back to the warehouse. So I'll just pull up to the sweet shop and then we'll wrap this video up with some final thoughts and what the plan is moving forward. So yeah, like I said, going to continue on this streetscape area. More residential, more offices, sprinkle in a few more sell points. So when I talk about the area, so just jump into the map quickly. So we're sort of talking about this area here. So you can see I've got quite a few already. So I may put more, I may take some out. We'll just see what happens, but it's going to be sort of following this sort of styling pattern. And then the next one we're going to be doing is probably the farmers market for the main road, and then we'll get on to the John Deere dealership. And I'm also thinking I might put in a Kubota workshop in here next to John Deere, so it won't be as big, but just to showcase some more equipment, you know, that type of thing. So just jump into the build mode again quickly, have another little look. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys liked the video. Like I said, I'll try and leave as much information in the description regarding the mods that I've used. But if you want to know specific techniques or specific mods, if you can't find them, leave me a comment. I will let you know and get back to you which ones I've used. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy watching. Stay tuned for more. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, all that sort of stuff. And I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.